You are now tuned in to a brand new episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sapp. Well, today I knew it was going to happen. It didn't take long. And guess what? It came by way of y'all's girl, Mary Kay Cabot, to ask Shedeur Sanders this particular question when he was doing his media day press availability. But we're going to talk about it all right after this. Well, guys, I'm here to tell you, man, that didn't take long. But first off, we're going to address this, right? Because they told us that Shedeur Sanders wasn't great talking to the media or conducting interviews. But over these last couple of weeks, we've saw Shedeur Sanders take to the podium and conduct himself like a grown man and a gentleman, and respectfully answering all the reporters' questions in a great fashion. And that shows his upbringing. So this narrative that was out there about Shedeur Sanders not being able to speak to the media, bombing all his interviews, from what you guys have seen, it goes to show you that all the lies about Shedeur Sanders are slowly getting exposed, because what we've seen from Shedeur Sanders in these post-game press conferences and in these media day availabilities, he's handled himself gracefully, respectfully, and he comes off as somebody knowing what he's talking about. And for all the people that was out there saying that, Shedeur Sanders can't do this in interviews, he can't do this in media day availabilities, he can't speak to the media. That's a narrative that we have debunked, and I don't want to hear nothing else about it. So basically, Shedeur Sanders last week against the San Francisco 49ers, there was a particular play that everybody is talking about. It was the downfield pass to Jerry Jeudy, where apparently Jerry Jeudy got upset with Shedeur, and it caused a big rift on the sidelines, and everybody was talking about it. The media clip from CBS went viral. The heated discussion between Jerry and Shedeur, where the lineman had to come over there and separate the two when Shedeur Sanders stood up. I guess Shedeur was standing his ground. He wasn't backing down. He was 10 toes down. And nobody has yet to really hear from Jerry Jeudy's side of the story, which I'm glad it's not out there, because certain things like that are blow-ups on the sideline where the mic didn't catch them, because we don't know what they were saying. There's no audio on it. It just, guys responding to each other, was very animated, but we don't know what was said in that heated moment. So now nobody has heard from Jerry Jeudy saying what was said. So it comes a time where people are going to wonder what happened. So basically, that happened today by way of none other than Mary Kay Cabot. Mary Kay Cabot asked Shedeur a particular question surrounding around the incident that happened on the sideline between him and Jerry Jeudy. But before we get off into that, we partnered up with Underdog Fantasy, and this is a word from our sponsor. Underdog Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports. Let me tell you about the easiest way to get in on some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, win you some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry. Get every pick right and win some serious cash. Use my promo code SBD23 and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Now that it's football time, follow Simply Ball Dropping as I share my picks. Like I said, pick your player, choose your amount, win money. make picks, win cash. Thank you, Underdog Fantasy, for the partnership with us, and thank you for using promo code SBD23 on Underdog Fantasy. Now, guys, with that being said, let's listen to the media day availability with Shedeur Sanders. Let's take a listen.
Shedeur, the CBS cameras captured a sideline encounter between you and Jerry.
Yeah, we resolved that. We're not going to speak on that.
Perfect.
If you guys
Perfect.
are cool with each other now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I would hope so.
What's your relationship?
Now, see, in that situation, see how he handled himself. He handled himself gracefully, and he shut that down, because a lot of people say Mary Kay Cabot is being messy now, and she wants all the tea. But Shedeur Sanders, rightfully so, shut Mary Kay Cabot down quickly. And this is what some of these people need to do when they do these interviews. They need to shut stuff down like that, because majority of this stuff needs to stay in the locker room.
Like with Jerry, what has it been like since you've gotten here and since you've become a starter?
I would think, like, when I'm not playing and when I'm a starter, it's the same. You know, I wouldn't say people treat you better, you know, just that you start now, you know, like it's normal, you know.
Kevin says you talked about how, you know, you had to get more time on task to see the same runs. You being in that quarterback spot, like, what do you like to do with your receivers, you know, outside of practice to make sure that you guys are seeing the same runs?
I would say overall, I would say just being able to get on the same page and trust. The hardest thing in this game and right now is having trust. Having trusted everybody, you know. Certain movements, certain way we make eye contact, like certain things is so detailed, and that's how I play very comfortably. So that's how I get in my comfort zone. That's how I get in my bag. That's how I'm able to do that. So it's different because this is a different year. It's not a traditional way. You know, it's not a traditional situation, and that's okay because it's a challenge. And I know we're gonna be able to overcome the challenge, but it just expedite everything, and you just go out there, you know, and just take risks. It is what it is.
Shedeur, you talk about some of the areas that watching the film back that you know you want to improve on. What are some of those areas that you've been targeting?
Like I say, I would take go out there and just pull the trigger. Well, nah, that's not a great term. but what I mean by that is, like, go out there and see it and just hit it, you know? Like, see it and hit it. Don't really understand that trust my eyes, understand everything that I've been studying, and the game, you know, I'll say is slowing down a little bit for me, and just trust what I see.
Now, you heard what Shedeur Sanders had to say, and a lot of things honed in on trust. He has to trust his players. See, the reporters was trying to get him to open up about Jerry Jeudy, but I'm glad he shut Mary Kay Cabot down. Then the next person asked him about, you know, Jerry Jeudy, and, you know, everything leaned on trust. Shedeur Sanders has to have your trust. He said it's not traditional. I think he is alluding to the time that he had with his dad at Jackson State and Colorado, because he said it's not traditional. You know, he's off script now, but he said it's a challenge, but that's okay. So he said it's very detailed, where, you know, your eye contact, your movement, and things like that. So he's got to get trust from Jerry Jeudy. See, he got to have trust in his people around him for him to be comfortable, like he stated, to get in his bag. Now, if you have the trust from Jerry Jeudy, then hey, things might, you know, be up for Jerry Jeudy and Shedeur Sanders. But I'm glad that Shedeur Sanders shut Mary Kay Cabot down, because she was being messy. And see, stuff like that, like I stated, some of that stuff, all these riffs that get ironed out, need to stay in the locker room. And that's what Shedeur said. We already took care of that. So I'm glad that he addressed that. So we shouldn't hear nobody else ask Shedeur Sanders about the relationship with Jerry Jeudy, because he's already addressed it. He handled it like a grown man. He conducted that media day availability perfect. And kudos to Shedeur Sanders. And like I said, that puts the narrative to bed about Shedeur Sanders don't know how to handle himself in meetings or interviews. I see everybody in the comment section, #salute. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. But before I go, there is somebody that's impersonating me on TikTok. They took my whole Simply Ball Dropping name and are posting clips of my whole podcast for monetary gain on TikTok. So if y'all come across that page, it's called Simply Ball Dropping with a Cleveland Brown logo. Y'all report that page because they're taking clips off of my podcast, which my name is trademarked, and they're using it for monetary gain. So if y'all see that, y'all report that on TikTok. But this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.